Merlin then heard some people talking that the demonic glory butchered a town, so they should leave the town soon. Hobbs tells Merlin about the demonic glory and how they want to resurrect their previous guild master Palmer. He added that 30 years ago, Palmer broke into the royal palace and slaughtered many saint-ranked knights, and at the end, he held up the severed head of King William for all to see. Merlin asked if Palmer was that strong, then how did he die? Hobbs answered there are two stories, but not sure which to believe. One was that Palmer discovered the secret treasure of the North Sea and was slain by the giant demon that guards it. And the other is that he attempted to assassinate the Pope and was slain by the spear hero. Merlin has met the spear hero before, and even he thinks that not many could defeat him. Hobbs thought that Merlin is joking like always and tells him now that the spear hero is gone. If Palmer really were to revive, then he will be unstoppable, and the people's only hope would be the Elgin's master swordsman. After that, Merlin said goodbye to Hobbs as he's going to meet an old friend. Merlin went to meet Asmodeus and asked if he knows about the inheritance crystal. Merlin explained that there is a woman who is slowly being devoured by the crystal, and he's looking for a way to prevent that. Asmodeus tells Merlin that it's impossible to stop it, but there is a way to delay it. He said that if he submerge her in the blood pool of the Demon King's palace, it can temporarily seal the effects upon her body. But he added that it will be impossible because the Genesis monster is sealed inside it, and even the dumbest demon would not risk destroying the entire lifeline of the demons. Merlin replied that he doesn't need to remind him that, as he would never do such a thing for a mere human. Asmodeus also reminded him not to marry a human, because if he did, the grand army of demons will give him and his wife a horrible death. Merlin then tried to laugh it off, as he's already married to a human. At the same time, Alice was at the guild, wondering, why did the guild master summon everyone? She was wearing a cloak to hide her dragon scales that are spreading more and more. Rossetti hugs her from behind and asked if she's wearing chest armor. Vincey also came and asked Alice if she's alright. Then Carl came in front and informed everyone that the Dark Adventure Guild has occupied the Cassidy Mountains, and as the task this time is extremely dangerous, so they will only accept gold rank and above adventurers, and the reward is 10,000 gold coins. After a while, Alice was about to leave for the quest, but Merlin has still not returned. She knows that she can't always rely on Merlin, and she needs to break through to Saint rank on this quest. After some time, Merlin came running and shouted that they need to go to the Demon Palace. But even after searching the whole house, he didn't find Alice. He then finds a letter left behind by Alice. She said that she's leaving to complete a dangerous quest. They teamed up out of necessity, but still, he was an alright teammate. She left behind all her saving and mentioned that if she doesn't make it back alive, he can spend the money wisely. Merlin then reached the guild, where Lugia informed him that Alice went to Cassidy Mountains to fight off the demonic glory. At the same time, Macefield was bowing in front of the Queen. Elizabeth informed her about the Dark Adventurer Guild and ordered her to deal with them. At the top of the Cassidy Mountains, the acting guild master was casting a spell to revive Palmer. All the adventurers reached the mountain and sensed an enormous aura on top of it. The guild master noticed the adventurers and ordered the other members of the guild to deal with them. At the same time, Merlin was running toward the mountain, thinking he refused to let Alice die. Carl then ordered Vincey to take over the lead while he will go and stop the ritual. He then used his lighting armor technique and dashed toward the mountain. But before he could go any further, he was stopped by the member of the Dark Guild named Teacher. Without wasting any time, Teacher revealed his true form and attacked Carl. Vincey and the other members noticed that Carl has already engaged the enemy, so they decided to help him. But suddenly, Vincey noticed a presence from her detection magic and warned everyone. But to her surprise, she heard someone's voice from behind. Rossetti attacked the man and saved Vincey. Vincey knew who the man was. He's known as Twin-Bladed Clown, Cooper. She warned everyone to be on guard, as the man in front of them is above Saint rank. All adventurers attacked together, hoping to kill Cooper, but he easily defeated them all. After some time, the guild master sensed someone coming from behind and thought it was Teacher. But to his surprise, it was Carl, who managed to kill him. Carl introduced himself to the guildmaster and said he's there to arrest him. But the guildmaster laughed and said that the only way to stop the ritual was the grimoire that he burnt in front of Carl's eyes. Angered, Carl tried to attack the guildmaster, but gets easily defeated by him. At the same time, Cooper was about to kill the adventurers when Alice attacked him from behind. He dodged the attack and defeated Rossetti first, so he can enjoy his fight with Alice. Vincey used her alchemy techniques to stop Cooper's movements, but even she was easily defeated by him. He then dashed toward Alice and attacked her, but to his surprise, Alice was unharmed by his attack. Alice jumped back and muttered that the dragon scales saved her. Cooper then dashed towards her again and kept attacking her. Alice was not able to react to his speed, but then she heard a voice saying hand it over. She felt like someone is holding her from behind, who tells her to hand over her body if she doesn't want to die. Then the flashback of Alice's past was shown. 10 years ago, she was with her teacher, who tells her to pass the test in 1 month. And when Alice asked about the test, her master pushed her down from the mountain. At the bottom, she encountered a wolf, so she quickly ran to save her life, asking the wolf to stop chasing her. She climbed the tree and waited for the whole day for the wolf to go away. At night, she came down, thinking the wolf is gone, but suddenly she heard his growl from behind. At present, Cooper was still attacking Alice and finally managed to injure her. Alice couldn't understand why is she suddenly remembering her past. She then heard the same voice again, saying she can survive if she become like she were before. Alice then realized that this transformation is all its fault, as it used the dragon's power without her will. The voice suggests her to hand over her body and transform into a true dragon, but Alice refused. She then remembered how she killed a rabbit during her test. But before she could eat it, the wolf came to steal her prey. Alice then understood everything, that she entered into the wolf's hunting ground. And on a snow-covered mountain, there is not enough food to feed 2 hunters. So between her and the wolf, only one of them can survive. As days passed, food became more and more difficult to find, until finally they had to fight to the death. Even though she was too hungry to fight, she still managed to heavily injure the wolf. The wolf then slowly went back and fell down. There, Alice noticed its baby and realized that the wolf was just trying to kill her so it can save its child. Back at present, Cooper was about to kill Alice by stabbing her head. The voice tells Alice to become a dragon, or she will die. But Alice refused and grabbed its head. She said that she has slain many others in order to survive, so she will never hand over her body. And then, finally, the dark aura disappeared and she started to glow. Cooper saw her combat aura and couldn't believe that Alice managed to attain the saint rank during the fight. Alice is now able to control the dragon's power completely. Cooper laughed and said that she's just a newborn saint rank, so there's nothing for him to worry about, and he attacked Alice. But to his surprise, Alice was able to reflect his attacks easily. She even managed to freeze his combat aura and then completely froze him. But as she just broke through the saint rank, she exhausted herself and was about to fall. But suddenly, Merlin arrived and caught her. He then tells her to not disappear on him again, or he will get upset. Alice looked at his face and thought, he's answering his question from before. But Merlin then added that even though she is an idiot, but still, 2 of them paying off the debt is faster than just him doing it. He flick her head and tell her to rest, as the guild's reinforcements will arrive soon. He tells her to leave everything to him, as now he's there. At the same time, Cooper was thinking that once he break out of the ice, he will kill Alice as she's exhausted. But suddenly, he was killed by Merlin, who said that trash should just get out of the way. Meanwhile, the guild master was about to complete the ritual when he gets attacked by Macefield, who cut off his arm. He attacked her with his magic, but Macefield managed to block it and throw him into the center of the magic circle. She thought it's over because the summoning spell can be cancelled by using the blood of the summoner. But he called her an idiot and revealed that he is not just the summoner, but also the sacrifice. And at the cost of his life, the ritual was completed and Palmer gets revived. Without wasting a single second, Macefield attacked Palmer, thinking that he's only just been revived, so he shouldn't be at his full strength. But before her sword could reach him, Palmer grabbed her hand and asked who she is, and why is she attacking him. But when he crushed her armor, he remembered that he has crushed this kind of armor before, and realized that she's a knight of Great Britain. Macefield shouted that it's been 30 years, so he should go back to hell. Palmer thought for a while and smashed her into the ground. He said now that he is returned, he will make this place hell. He then sent Macefield flying with a kick, and she collided with the wall. Palmer announced that her death will signify the return of the demonic glory and attacked her. But to his surprise, his attack was stopped by someone. It was Merlin, who looked at Macefield and muttered, "It's you again, weak knight." Macefield's vision was blurry, but she thinks that she has heard this voice before. Palmer then asked Merlin about his identity as he managed to block Palmer's flames. But Merlin replied that it's not important and asked if he's the Grand Demon from 30 years ago, so do he know of the Spear Hero. This made Palmer angry as the Spear Hero was the one who killed him. Merlin laughed and asked who is more stronger, he or the Spear Hero. Palmer called Merlin a piece of trash and attacked him with his full power. But to his surprise, Merlin stopped his attack with just one hand. Palmer throws Merlin at the wall of the mountain and used his million-strong punches. At the same time, Alice was shocked to see that the whole Cassidy Mountain was collapsing. And while Merlin and Palmer were fighting, Macefield's eagle came and rescued her. Palmer thought he managed to kill Merlin, but when the dust got cleared, he saw Merlin laughing at him. Palmer shouted that his power is several times stronger than what it was before, and asked Merlin who he is, and how did he manage to survive his attack. Merlin replied that he is just a demon king who lost his job. He then asked Palmer who is stronger between the Spear Hero and him. But Palmer didn't answer and said that he also used to be in existence. That would bring terror to the humans, so he's not afraid of a demon king. He then released all his power to kill Merlin. Alice and the other adventurers were shocked to see a blue sun on top of the mountain. Palmer absorbed the sun in his fist and dashed toward Merlin. But with just a simple sword slash, Merlin cut him in half. Palmer asked Merlin why didn't he kill him, to which Merlin replied, that's because he hasn't answered his question yet. Merlin then asked him again who is stronger, he or the Spear Hero. But before Palmer could say the Spear Hero, he was killed by Merlin. Many days later, Elizabeth was furious at Macefield, because not only she was not able to stop Palmer's resurrection, but also got saved by the Elgin's master swordsman. Elizabeth called her useless as she let the Elgin's master swordsman steal the spotlight again. At the same time, Carl gave a party to celebrate everyone's safe return, and for Alice to reach Saint rank. Taylor congratulates her on becoming the guild's third mithril adventurer, and as proof for that, he gave her the new badge. Alice accepted the badge and thought, now she can accept better quests, and not long until the debt is fully repaid. She looked at Merlin, thinking it's all thanks to him. At the same time, Merlin was sad because he didn't accept the quest this time, so he didn't get any reward. But Hobbs tells him to cheer up, as he managed to come back alive based on his meager abilities. He then looked at Alice and smiled, because she managed to make it back alive and attain the saint rank. Suddenly, Arnold came and congratulated Alice and again proposed her. Rossetti, who was secretly in one-sided love with Arnold, got jealous and thinks of an idea. She mixed some vodka and fruit juice and gave it to Alice. Suddenly, everyone heard a sound. And when they looked behind, they find Rossetti completely frozen, and Alice was out of control. Merlin came close to her and said that he will not take care of a drunk. But Alice leaned on him and said that it's his fault that she owed so much money, and he almost turned her into a dragon, yet he keeps bullying her. Merlin looked at everyone, who were staring at him like he's a trash. But suddenly, Alice kissed him in front of everyone. Merlin couldn't believe that Alice just forced a kiss on him and muttered that her kissing is really bad. But still, after looking at her face, he felt something in his heart. Luja informed Merlin that she has added the damages caused by Alice to his tabs. That shocked Merlin. The next morning, Alice was up, thinking, why is she on her bed? She looked at her body and wondered what could have happened to her that she lost her memory from last night. She goes out and gets surprised, as Merlin prepared a lot of delicious dishes for her. She thanked Merlin, as after eating the soup, her headache is now better. Merlin then tells her that last night, Rossetti gave her wine instead of juice. He explained everything to her about the destruction she caused and about how they have been charged for the damages, but he didn't tell her about the kiss. Alice sighed as their debt has increased again, but still wasn't concerned, as she has 50,000 coins saved. But when she looked at Merlin's face, she realized that something is wrong. She opened the box and asked where all the money is, because all the box had were the race tickets. Merlin tells her to relax and said, with those tickets, they will get rich soon. Alice was furious to know that Merlin spent all of her savings on the horse race. After a while, Merlin said to Hobbs that just because he bet 50,000 coins on Richard, Alice kicked him out of the house. But Hobbs tells him that he should feel lucky that he is even alive after doing that. Carl was with them too, who was more depressed than Merlin. He cried and told them that his daughter has fallen in love with the Elgin's master swordsman. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe,